1번. 다음 글의 제목으로 가장 적절한 것은?
Overprotective parents spare kids from all natural consequences. Unfortunately, their kids often lack a clear understanding of the reasons behind their parents' rules. They never learn how to bounce back from failure, or how to recover from mistakes because their parents prevented them from making poor choices. Rather than learning, I should wear a jacket because it's cold outside, a child may conclude. I have to wear a jacket because my mom makes me. Without an opportunity to experience real-world consequences, kids don't always understand why their parents make certain rules. Natural consequences prepare children for adulthood by helping them think about the potential consequences of their choices. 1. Dark sides of the virtual world. 2. Let natural consequences teach kids. 3. The more choices, the more mistakes. 4. Listen to kids to improve relationships. 5. The benefits of overprotective parenting. The answer is 2. Let natural consequences teach kids.
2번. 다음 글의 제목으로 가장 적절한 것은?
As the only species that can actually talk, Homo sapiens is the only one that can lie out loud. This capacity gave early human beings a major evolutionary edge. They'd already demonstrated their mastery of the deceptive arts by hunting prey with artfully hidden traps, or by tricking them into running off cliffs. As the human capacity to speak developed, so did our ability not only to trick prey and deceive predators but to lie to other humans. This too could be advantageous. Those who could persuade members of a rival tribe that a westward moving herd of caribou had migrated east won a battle in the war for survival. Verbal deceitfulness gave early humans such a survival advantage that some evolutionary biologists believe the capacity to speak and the ability to lie developed hand in hand. 1. How lying affected human survival. 2. Noise and hunting don't go together. 3. Moral conflicts when lying to friends. 4. Deceiving others is deceiving yourself. 5. Lying social phenomenon from lack of trust. The answer is 1. How lying affected human survival.
3번. 다음 글의 제목으로 가장 적절한 것은?
It is said that among the Bantu peoples of Central Africa, when an individual from one tribe meets someone from a different group, they ask, "What do you dance?" Throughout time, communities have forged their identities through dance rituals that mark major events in the life of individuals, including birth, marriage, and death, as well as religious festivals and important points in the seasons. The social structure of many communities, from African tribes to Spanish gypsies, and to Scottish clans, gains much cohesion from the group activity of dancing. Historically, dance has been a strong, binding influence on community life, a means of expressing the social identity of the group, and participation allows individuals to demonstrate a belonging. As a consequence, in many regions of the world, there are as many types of dances as there are communities with distinct identities. 1. What makes traditional dance hard to learn? 2. Dance a distinct sign of social identity. 3. The more varieties, the better dances. 4. Feeling down? Enjoy dancing. 5. The origin of tribal dances. The answer is 2. Dance a distinct sign of social identity.
4번. 다음 글의 제목으로 가장 적절한 것은?
Think, for a moment, about something you bought that you never ended up using. An item of clothing you never ended up wearing? A book you never read? Some piece of electronic equipment that never even made it out of the box? It is estimated that Australians alone spend on average $10.8 billion AUD, approximately $9.99 billion United States dollars every year on goods. They do not use more than the total government spending on universities and roads. That is an average of $1,250 AUD, approximately $1,156 USD for each household. All the things we buy that then just sit there gathering dust are a waste of money. A waste of time, and waste in the sense of pure rubbish. As the author Clive Hamilton observes, the difference between the stuff we buy and what we use is waste. 1. Spending enables the economy. 2. Money management do's and don'ts. 3. Too much shopping a sign of loneliness. 4. 3 R's of waste: reduce, reuse, and recycle. 5. What you buy is waste unless you use it. The answer is 5. What you buy is waste unless you use it.
5번. 다음 글의 제목으로 가장 적절한 것은?
Only a generation or two ago, mentioning the word algorithms would have drawn a blank from most people. Today, algorithms appear in every part of civilization. They are connected to everyday life. They're not just in your cell phone or your laptop, but in your car, your house, your appliances, and your toys. Your bank is a huge web of algorithms, with humans turning the switches here and there. Algorithms schedule flights and then fly the airplanes. Algorithms run factories, trade goods, and keep records. If every algorithm suddenly stopped working, it would be the end of the world as we know it. 1. We live in an age of algorithms. 2. Mysteries of ancient civilizations. 3. Dangers of online banking algorithms. 4. How algorithms decrease human creativity. 5. Transportation, a driving force of industry. The answer is 1. We live in an age of algorithms.
6번. 다음 글의 제목으로 가장 적절한 것은?
Mammals tend to be less colorful than other animal groups. But zebras are strikingly dressed in black and white. What purpose do such high contrast patterns serve? The colors' roles aren't always obvious. The question of what zebras can gain from having stripes has puzzled scientists for more than a century. To try to solve this mystery, wildlife biologist Tim Caro spent more than a decade studying zebras in Tanzania. He ruled out theory after theory. Stripes don't keep them cool, stripes don't confuse predators before finding an answer. In 2013, he set up fly traps covered in zebra skin and, for comparison, others covered in antelope skin. He saw that flies seemed to avoid landing on the stripes. After more research, he concluded that stripes can literally save zebras from disease-carrying insects. 1. Zebras' stripes, nature's defense against flies. 2. Which mammal has the most colorful skin? 3. What animals are predators of zebras? 4. Patterns not for hiding, but for showing off. 5. Each zebra is born with its own unique stripes. The answer is 1. Zebra's stripes, nature's defense against flies.
7번. 다음 글의 제목으로 가장 적절한 것은?
Benjamin Franklin once suggested that a newcomer to a neighborhood ask a new neighbor to do him or her a favor, citing an old maxim, he that has once done you a kindness will be more ready to do you another than he whom you yourself have obliged. In Franklin's opinion, asking someone for something was the most useful and immediate invitation to social interaction. Such asking on the part of the newcomer provided the neighbor with an opportunity to show himself or herself as a good person at first encounter. It also meant that the latter could now ask the former for a favor in return, increasing the familiarity and trust. In that manner, both parties could overcome their natural hesitancy and mutual fear of the stranger. 1. How to present your strengths to others. 2. A relationship opener, asking for a favor. 3. Why do we hesitate to help strangers? 4. What you ask for shows who you are. 5. Polite ways of inviting our neighbors. The answer is 2. A relationship opener, asking for a favor.
8번. 다음 글의 제목으로 가장 적절한 것은?
In life, they say that too much of anything is not good for you. In fact, too much of certain things in life can kill you. For example, they say that water has no enemy, because water is essential to all life. But if you take in too much water, like one who is drowning, it could kill you. Education is the exception to this rule. You can never have too much education or knowledge. The reality is that most people will never have enough education in their lifetime. I am yet to find that one person who has been hurt in life by too much education. Rather, we see lots of casualties every day, worldwide, resulting from the lack of education. You must keep in mind that education is a long-term investment of time, money, and effort into humans. 1. All play and no work makes Jack a smart boy. 2. Too much education won't hurt you. 3. Two heads are worse than one. 4. Don't think twice before you act. 5. Learn from the future, not from the past. The answer is 2. Too much education won't hurt you.
9번. 다음 글의 제목으로 가장 적절한 것은?
The loss of many traditional jobs in everything from art to healthcare will partly be offset by the creation of new human jobs. Primary care doctors who focus on diagnosing known diseases and giving familiar treatments will probably be replaced by AI doctors. But precisely because of that, there will be much more money to pay human doctors and lab assistants to do groundbreaking research and develop new medicines or surgical procedures. AI might help create new human jobs in another way. Instead of humans competing with AI, they could focus on servicing and using AI. For example, the replacement of human pilots by drones has eliminated some jobs, but created many new opportunities in maintenance, remote control, data analysis, and cybersecurity. 1. What makes robots smarter? 2. Is AI really a threat to your job? 3. Watch out, AI can read your mind. 4. Future jobs, less work, more gains. 5. Ongoing challenges for AI development. The answer is 2. Is AI really a threat to your job?
10번. 다음 글의 제목으로 가장 적절한 것은?
Chewing leads to smaller particles for swallowing, and more exposed surface area for digestive enzymes to act on. In other words, it means the extraction of more fuel and raw materials from a mouthful of food. This is especially important for mammals, because they heat their bodies from within. Chewing gives mammals the energy needed to be active not only during the day, but also the cool night, and to live in colder climates or places with changing temperatures. It allows them to sustain higher levels of activity, and travel speeds to cover larger distances, avoid predators, capture prey, and make and care for their young. Mammals are able to live in an incredible variety of habitats, from Arctic tundra to Antarctic pack ice, deep open waters to high-altitude mountaintops, and rainforests to deserts, in no small measure because of their teeth. 1. Chewing a way to ease indigestion. 2. Boost your energy by chewing more. 3. How chewing helps mammals survive. 4. Different types and functions of teeth. 5. A harsh climate makes mammals stronger. The answer is 3. How chewing helps mammals survive.
11번. 다음 글의 제목으로 가장 적절한 것은?
When people think about the development of cities, rarely do they consider the critical role of vertical transportation. In fact, each day, more than 7 billion elevator journeys are taken in tall buildings all over the world. Efficient vertical transportation can expand our ability to build taller and taller skyscrapers. Anthony Wood, a professor of architecture at the Illinois Institute of Technology, explains that advances in elevators over the past 20 years are probably the greatest advances we have seen in tall buildings. For example, elevators in the Jeddah Tower in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, under construction, will reach a height record of 660 meters. 1. Elevators bring buildings closer to the sky. 2. The higher you climb, the better the view. 3. How to construct an elevator cheap and fast. 4. The function of the ancient and the modern city. 5. The evolution of architecture solutions for overpopulation. The answer is 1. Elevators bring buildings closer to the sky.
12번. 다음 글의 제목으로 가장 적절한 것은?
Many people make a mistake of only operating along the safe zones, and in the process they miss the opportunity to achieve greater things. They do so because of a fear of the unknown, and a fear of treading the unknown paths of life. Those that are brave enough to take those roads less traveled are able to get great returns and derive major satisfaction out of their courageous moves. Being overcautious will mean that you will miss attaining the greatest levels of your potential. You must learn to take those chances that many people around you will not take, because your success will flow from those bold decisions that you will take along the way. 1. More courage brings more opportunities. 2. Travel the best way to make friends. 3. How to turn mistakes into success. 4. Satisfying life? Share with others. 5. Why is overcoming fear so hard? The answer is 1. More courage brings more opportunities.
13번. 다음 글의 제목으로 가장 적절한 것은?
Every event that causes you to smile makes you feel happy and produces feel-good chemicals in your brain. Force your face to smile even when you are stressed or feel unhappy. The facial muscular pattern produced by the smile is linked to all the happy networks in your brain and will in turn naturally calm you down and change your brain chemistry by releasing the same feel-good chemicals. Researchers studied the effects of a genuine and forced smile on individuals during a stressful event. The researchers had participants perform stressful tasks while not smiling, or holding chopsticks crossways in their mouths to force the face to form a smile. The results of the study showed that smiling, forced or genuine, during stressful events, reduced the intensity of the stress response in the body and lowered heart rate levels. After recovering from the stress. 1. Causes and effects of stressful events. 2. Personal signs and patterns of stress. 3. How body and brain react to stress. 4. Stress necessary evil for happiness. 5. Do fake smiles also help reduce stress? The answer is 5. Do fake smiles also help reduce stress?
14번. 다음 글의 제목으로 가장 적절한 것은?
Our ability to accurately recognize and label emotions is often referred to as emotional granularity. In the words of Harvard psychologist Susan David, learning to label emotions with a more nuanced vocabulary can be absolutely transformative. David explains that if we don't have a rich emotional vocabulary, it is difficult to communicate our needs and to get the support that we need from others. But those who are able to distinguish between a range of various emotions do much, much better at managing the ups and downs of ordinary existence than those who see everything in black and white. In fact, research shows that the process of labeling emotional experience is related to greater emotion regulation and psychosocial well-being. 1. True friendship endures emotional arguments. 2. Detailed labeling of emotions is beneficial. 3. Labeling emotions easier said than done. 4. Categorize and label tasks for efficiency. 5. Be brave and communicate your needs. The answer to detailed labeling of emotions is beneficial.
15번. 다음 글의 제목으로 가장 적절한 것은?
Consumers are generally uncomfortable with taking high risks. As a result, they are usually motivated to use a lot of strategies to reduce risk. Consumers can collect additional information by conducting online research, reading news articles, talking to friends or consulting an expert. Consumers also reduce uncertainty by buying the same brand that they did the last time, believing that the product should be at least as satisfactory as their last purchase. In addition, some consumers may employ a simple decision rule that results in a safer choice. For example, someone might buy the most expensive offering or choose a heavily advertised brand in the belief that this brand has higher quality than other brands. 1. Lower prices, higher sales. 2. Too much information causes stress. 3. Advertisement noise for TV viewers. 4. Risk-taking a source of bigger profits. 5. Safe purchase what consumers pursue eagerly. The answer is 5. Safe purchase what consumers pursue eagerly.
16번. 다음 글의 제목으로 가장 적절한 것은?
Near an honesty box, in which people placed coffee fund contributions. Researchers at Newcastle University in the UK alternately displayed images of eyes and of flowers. Each image was displayed for a week at a time. During all the weeks in which eyes were displayed, bigger contributions were made than during the weeks when flowers were displayed. Over the 10 weeks of the study, contributions during the eyes weeks were almost 3 times higher than those made during the flowers weeks. It was suggested that the evolved psychology of cooperation is highly sensitive to subtle cues of being watched, and that the findings may have implications for how to provide effective nudges toward socially beneficial outcomes. 1. Is honesty the best policy? 2. Flowers work better than eyes. 3. Contributions can increase self-respect. 4. The more watched, the less cooperative. 5. Eyes secret helper to make society better. The answer is 5. Eyes secret helper to make society better.
17번. 다음 글의 제목으로 가장 적절한 것은?
In modern times, society became more dynamic. Social mobility increased, and people began to exercise a higher degree of choice regarding, for instance, their profession, their marriage, or their religion. This posed a challenge to traditional roles in society. It was less evident that one needed to commit to the roles one was born into when alternatives could be realized. Increasing control over one's life choices became not only possible but desired. Identity then became a problem. It was no longer almost ready-made at birth but something to be discovered. Traditional role identities prescribed by society began to appear as masks imposed on people whose real self was to be found somewhere underneath. 1. What makes our modern society so competitive? 2. How modern society drives us to discover our identities. 3. Social masks a means to build trustworthy relationships. 4. The more social roles we have, the less choice we have. 5. Increasing social mobility leads us to a more equal society. The answer is 2. How modern society drives us to discover our identities.
18번. 다음 글의 제목으로 가장 적절한 것은?
Diversity, challenge, and conflict help us maintain our imagination. Most people assume that conflict is bad, and that being in one's comfort zone is good. That is not exactly true. Of course, we don't want to find ourselves without a job or medical insurance, or in a fight with our partner, family, boss, or coworkers. One bad experience can be sufficient to last us a lifetime. But small disagreements with family and friends, trouble with technology, or finances, or challenges at work and at home, can help us think through our own capabilities. Problems that need solutions force us to use our brains in order to develop creative answers. Navigating landscapes that are varied, that offer trials and occasional conflicts, is more helpful to creativity than hanging out in landscapes that pose no challenge to our senses and our minds. Our 2-million-year history is packed with challenges and conflicts. 1. Technology a lens to the future. 2. Diversity a key to social unification. 3. Simple ways to avoid conflicts with others. 4. Creativity doesn't come from playing it safe. 5. There are no challenges that can't be overcome. The answer is 4. Creativity doesn't come from playing it safe.
19번. 다음 글의 제목으로 가장 적절한 것은?
In a competitive environment, such as a college admissions process, or a job application situation, almost everyone has strong qualifications. Almost everyone has facts in their favor. But how valuable are facts alone? Think back to the most recent lecture or presentation you attended. How many facts do you remember from it? If you're like most people, you can't recall many, if any. Chances are good, however, that you remember stories, anecdotes, and examples from the event, even if you can't think of their exact context. The average person today is flooded with facts and data, and we let most of this pass through our brains with minimal retention or reaction. Unless something makes the information stand out in a meaningful way, that's where story comes in. 1. Make yourself outstanding by using accurate terms. 2. The power of story, why we need more than facts. 3. What is the key qualification of a storyteller? 4. How big is our average memory capacity? 5. A single fact is worth a whole story. The answer is 2. The power of story, why we need more than facts.
20번. 다음 글의 제목으로 가장 적절한 것은?
The often used phrase pay attention is insightful. You dispose of a limited budget of attention that you can allocate to activities. And if you try to go beyond your budget, you will fail. It is the mark of effortful activities that they interfere with each other, which is why it is difficult or impossible to conduct several at once. You could not compute the product of 17 times 24 while making a left turn into dense traffic, and you certainly should not try. You can do several things at once, but only if they are easy and undemanding. You are probably safe carrying on a conversation with a passenger while driving on an empty highway, and many parents have discovered, perhaps with some guilt, that they can read a story to a child while thinking of something else. 1. Storytelling, the tool for focusing children's attention. 2. Why attention needs frequent mental relaxation. 3. Paying attention makes the impossible possible. 4. How mathematics helps us think logically. 5. Keep yourself within your attention limit. The answer is 5. Keep yourself within your attention limit.
21번. 다음 글의 제목으로 가장 적절한 것은?
Have you ever brought up an idea or suggestion to someone and heard them immediately say no, that won't work? You may have thought, she didn't even give it a chance. How do they know it won't work? When you are right about something, you close off the possibility of another viewpoint or opportunity. Being right about something means that it is the way it is, period. You may be correct. Your particular way of seeing it may be true with the facts. However, considering the other option, or the other person's point of view, can be beneficial. If you see their side, you will see something new or, at worst, learn something about how the other person looks at life. Why would you think everyone sees and experiences life the way you do? Besides, how boring that would be. It would eliminate all new opportunities, ideas, invention, and creativity. 1. The value of being honest. 2. Filter out negative points of view. 3. Keeping your word a road to success. 4. Being right can block new possibilities. 5. Look back when everyone looks forward. The answer is 4. Being right can block new possibilities.
22번. 다음 글의 제목으로 가장 적절한 것은?
Success can lead you off your intended path and into a comfortable rut. If you are good at something and are well rewarded for doing it, you may want to keep doing it even if you stop enjoying it. The danger is that one day you look around and realize you're so deep in this comfortable rut that you can no longer see the sun or breathe fresh air. The sides of the rut have become so slippery that it would take a superhuman effort to climb out and, effectively, you're stuck. And it's a situation that many working people worry they're in now. The poor employment market has left them feeling locked in what may be a secure, or even well-paying but ultimately unsatisfying job. 1. Don't compete with yourself. 2. A trap of a successful career. 3. Create more jobs for young people. 4. What difficult jobs have in common. 5. A roadmap for an influential employer. The answer is 2. A trap of a successful career.
23번. 다음 글의 제목으로 가장 적절한 것은?
Few people will be surprised to hear that poverty tends to create stress. A 2006 study published in the American journal Psychosomatic Medicine, for example, noted that a lower socioeconomic status was associated with higher levels of stress hormones in the body. However, richer economies have their own distinct stresses. The key issue is time pressure. A 1999 study of 31 countries by American psychologist Robert Levine and Canadian psychologist Era Norenzayan found that wealthier, more industrialized nations had a faster pace of life, which led to a higher standard of living, but at the same time left the population feeling a constant sense of urgency, as well as being more prone to heart disease. In effect, fast-paced productivity creates wealth, but it also leads people to feel time poor when they lack the time to relax and enjoy themselves. 1. Why are even wealthy countries not free from stress? 2. In search of the path to escaping the poverty trap. 3. Time management, everything you need to know. 4. How does stress affect human bodies? 5. Sound mind wins the game of life. The answer is 1. Why are even wealthy countries not free from stress?
24번. 다음 글의 제목으로 가장 적절한 것은?
We think we are shaping our buildings. But really, our buildings and development are also shaping us. One of the best examples of this is the oldest known construction, the ornately carved rings of standing stones at Göbekli Tepe in Turkey. Before these ancestors got the idea to erect standing stones, some 12,000 years ago, they were hunter-gatherers. It appears that the erection of the multiple rings of megalithic stones took so long, and so many successive generations, that these innovators were forced to settle down to complete the construction works. In the process, they became the first farming society on Earth. This is an early example of a society constructing something that ends up radically remaking the society itself. Things are not so different in our own time. 1. Buildings transform how we live. 2. Why do we build more than we need? 3. Copying ancient buildings for creativity. 4. Was life better in hunter-gatherer times? 5. Innovate your farm with new constructions. The answer is 1. Buildings transform how we live.